Mujer, Casos de la Vida Real was a popular Mexican television series where the host would receive letters recounting real-life stories, often dark and disturbing. After reading the letter, the case would be reenacted. On a particular night, in 1998, an episode aired that no viewer would ever forget. The episode, titled "The Boy with the Red Balloon," delved into the horrifying world of organ trafficking, one of the most feared and talked about issues in Mexico during the 90s. The boy with the red balloon remained missing for nearly 2 decades, becoming lost media, with only vague recollections and false memories persisting, until one day, the forgotten recording resurfaced online due to a person who bought the rights of the tapes. The episode tells the story of Angel, a young boy from a poor neighborhood who lives with his sister and mother in a modest tenement. Angel's greatest wish is a simple one: to have a balloon to play with. But this innocent desire quickly becomes a nightmare beyond comprehension. One day, while playing alone in the courtyard, Angel is approached by a stranger who promises him all the balloons he could ever want, if only he would follow him out to the street. Fortunately, Angel doesn't go with the man that day, but the encounter foreshadows the horror that is soon to come. Angel and his sister prepare to go to school. Their mother, busy with the daily routine, sends them off on their own.
Hay que darle marcha ya. Vamos a la escuela.
Hours later, the unthinkable happens. Angel is abducted. His sister, distraught, rushes home to tell their mother, and together they report the kidnapping to the authorities. As the days turn into weeks, the mother is left to mourn the loss of her son, the weight of her grief nearly unbearable. Then, one day, there's a knock at the door. She opens it to find Angel sitting on the ground, his head bowed. A red balloon is tied to his left arm, and beside him is a box of money. But as she lifts his face, the true horror is revealed. Angel's eyes are covered in bandages. The kidnappers, in a grotesque act of cruelty, have surgically removed his eyes, leaving him blind. The red balloon, once a symbol of joy, now serves as a twisted reminder of the price of his stolen innocence. In the story's final, heart-wrenching moments, Angel, blissfully unaware of the true extent of his loss, innocently asks his mother about the color of the balloon tied to his wrist.
¿De qué color es el estúpido globo, El que me deja.
His mother, torn between grief and love, can only whisper, "It's red, my love." After the episode aired, viewers were shaken and moved. Many reached out, desperate to help Angel's mother in any way they could. However, despite the overwhelming response, the production team could never reconnect with the boy's family. The host acknowledged the audience's concern, but the mystery deepened as efforts to locate them failed. But remember, this was presented as truth, not fiction. One night in 1985, a group of friends gathered at a house where strange, unexplained things had been happening for some time. There was a room in the library that made people feel deeply uncomfortable, even sick. Those who had visited the house before were convinced something paranormal lurked there, a presence that none could explain but all could sense. Skeptical of the supernatural, German Argumosa, a noted academic, had always dismissed such claims, but after hearing countless stories, he finally agreed to conduct an experiment. The setup was simple, a tape recorder placed in the eerie room. Everyone stepped outside, leaving the recorder to capture whatever might occur in the silence. For 10 long minutes they waited. When they returned to the room and played back the tape, what they heard was far beyond what any of them could have imagined. The recording was filled with horrifying sounds, blood-curdling screams, the clash of metal, strange echoes that felt as though they belonged to another realm entirely. The noise was more than just eerie. It was otherworldly, as if the tape had captured a glimpse of hell itself. It's no wonder that what they heard would come to be known as the Psychophony of Hell.
Una de las últimas experiencias en parafonía con 12 testigos, y que cuando he seguido a peticiones de amigos y he puesto esas experiencias, han escuchado lo que se grabó. Raro es el que no ha quedado afectado.
Parts of this recording have since surfaced. Only a 50-second clip remains publicly available, but even this short fragment is enough to produce a feeling of unease. Ready or not, here is the audio. After the Psychophony of Hell was played on a radio station, it was deemed too disturbing to ever be aired again. Until his death in 2007, German Argomoser refused to let anyone hear the full recording. He made sure it remained sealed even after he passed away, locking away its disturbing contents. The complete Psychophony of Hell remains a mystery. Would you dare to listen to it in full?
Please, Jesse, por favor, please.
In 2005, a strange and mysterious television program emerged from TV Azteca, one of Mexico's most well-known channels, under the unsettling title Los Clones. The show was short-lived, vanishing from the airwaves almost as quickly as it had appeared, running for just a single month. Though it wasn't intended for children, kids across Mexico were drawn to the show, only to be left terrified. Parents flooded the network with complaints, claiming the program disturbed their children, leaving them frightened and deeply unsettled. It wasn't hard to see why. The show featured eerie puppets and marionettes that evoked fear rather than amusement. The show was meant to be a parody, lampooning celebrities and public figures of the time. But the humor was lost beneath the puppets' unnerving appearances. With their lifeless, glassy eyes and grotesque features, they seemed to stare directly into the viewers' souls, unsettling anyone who dared to watch.
Es con energía solar. No pensaba que podría superarme a mí mismo. Y lo logré. Lo logré.
Though TV Azteca never officially confirmed why the show was pulled from the air, the reasons soon became apparent. Children who watched the show began experiencing vivid nightmares. They claimed that the puppets haunted them, seemingly coming to life in the dark corners of their rooms. Today, Los Clones is considered lost media. The original episodes have disappeared without a trace. A single transmission, preserved on YouTube, is all that remains. Now dwell in the darkest corners of forgotten media,